This training area is near a Hindu temple located in a stone cavern of a mountain, deep in the heart of India. Pure water cascades downward from the Rocky Mountains waterfall. The beautiful, clear water that flows through this place invokes an otherworldly, if not holy, atmosphere. The mysterious old man who appeared before Keelik lives here in a small shack, like a hermit. Keelik has come here again to focus on his training regimen in the hopes of taming the demons that dwell within him. This garden was constructed as a part of the Ming Emperor's summer retreat. Its design emphasizes harmony with the surrounding natural landscape and provides visitors with a beautiful view throughout the 4 seasons. With the exception of the Emperor and his family, only the royal guards, including Xianghua, have permission to set foot inside the retreat. When Xianghua received her orders to search for Soul Edge, that was the first time she set her eyes on this garden. When she entered the garden, the petals from the flowering trees danced gently in the warm breeze, like confetti thrown to wish her good fortune in her quest. Maxie's crew regularly visits this harbor in India to trade goods. In India, there are grand, broad steps known as a ghat that allows worshippers to walk into the river to bathe in holy river water. These steps also lead to narrow, maze-like streets packed tightly with houses, temples, and shops. Visitors who are unfamiliar with the city are said to lose their way without exception. The gray skies of this harbor became a watery burial grounds for the souls of Maxie's sworn brother Khayyam and others who met their fate at the hands of Astaroth. Maxie swore to take revenge against Astaroth as he gazed out beyond the sunken ships into the open seas. Mitsurugi proved himself as a soldier at Noshima Island, the main headquarters of the Morai clan's Murakami Navy. Respected by his superiors, Mitsurugi was entrusted with the task of defending Takamatsu Castle at the front lines of the Morai army. Takamatsu Castle was considered difficult to conquer because it was surrounded by marshlands. However, a cunning enemy of Morai named Toyotomi Hideyoshi invaded the castle by flooding the area. Toyotomi constructed a levee around Takamatsu Castle and then released the river water from the rain-swollen Ashimori River, neutralizing the natural defenses offered by the marshlands. Both sides continue to engage in battles that end in stalemate. As the fighting rages on, Mitsurugi boards a raft to join his comrades on a battlefield with arrow-filled skies. The Hoko Temple was constructed in Kyoto under the auspices of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, a ruler of Japan during the 16th century. Although the temple was officially intended to be a place where Buddhist monks could pray to bring peace and stability to the nation, the temple had a secondary ulterior role as a focal point of the Katana-gari campaign to quell the peasant-led uprising that occurred frequently during that era. Japanese historical note: Katana-gari was part of the political policy to remove weapons like katanas away from all people with the exception of the samurai nobility and to establish a rigid feudal class system. Until that time, there were no strict social boundaries between soldiers, samurais, merchants, shonens, and farmers, no men. This is why Mitsurugi, who was once a peasant, could rise to the ranks of the samurai class. After this rigid feudal policy was instituted, farmers were prohibited from bearing katana, and therefore effectively eliminated the ability of the lower classes to improve their place in society. Toyotomi filled 1,000-year-old cedars to make the central support pillars of the temple, and used iron from weapons confiscated through the Katana-gari to create the giant Buddha statue. Unfortunately for Toyotomi, these materials used in the construction of the temple proved to have evil karmic consequences. The destruction of the old-growth cedars was equivalent to the killing of the ancient life force. In addition, the blood of the victims killed by the weapons cursed the iron. It was only natural that this place bore the seeds of disaster and became the source of misfortune for the Tumultuary clan. The Money Pit had a proud history of protecting its treasures from robbers and adventurers alike. Ironically, it was conquered easily by forces of Mother Nature when a devastating storm flooded most of its treasure vaults. Although this room was the highest among the treasure vaults, it was not spared from the flood. Now, the marble statue of the dead master Versine towers solemnly into the air. Valdo salvaged what treasures he could from the depths of their watery grave and placed them in a chamber containing his master's coffin. Legend says that a circular shrine was constructed atop an ancient sacred mountain by gods to sanctify themselves. As if to prove the legend, the path to the shrine consists of gigantic stairs that no mere mortal could ever hope to scale. Thus, the shrine of Eurydice was built upon a small plain at the edge of a nearby mountain, in the hopes that the gods would come down from their shrine to visit them. Those who visit this shrine feel as if they are floating in the air, since divine light in a sea of clouds envelops them. Ostranburg Castle rises high with the deep forest of Mittelberg in Germany behind it. Constructed by a renowned independent knight named Sir Stephen, this castle's defenses consist of quadruple castle walls considered as being impregnable. However, after Sir Stephen was killed in a war, the remaining soldiers loyal to him were summarily executed, and women and children were taken away as slaves. After thieves plundered it thoroughly, this castle became a tragic ruin that reeked of death. It became a place where none dared to visit. The Pelagia Shrine is an underground lair that deifies the god of evil Pelagia. Located at the foot of a volcano, its grand halls is always filled with fiery lava. There is a triangular-shaped altar at the center of the shrine, where the Grand Priest Kampiku presides over various ceremonies. This is also the place where Astaroth uttered his birth cry. The materials used to construct this shrine are not known. However, the various surrounding statues as well as the face of the serpent spewing lava suggests that they are extremely heat resistant. No one knows whether these materials are man-made or born of evil magic. Count Valentine constructed the epic Grand Valentine Mansion by using the wealth and political contacts amassed through trade. Countless parties that showed off the prosperity of the Valentine family were held in the Grand Hall, where expensive rose-colored marble was used in great abundance. However, Count Valentine was beguiled by Solich's power and begun to squander his riches madly in its pursuit. It was not long before the Valentine clan fell into ruin. Ivy, the adopted daughter of the Count, remained here alone to pursue Solich by researching alchemy and ancient sorcery. The prosperous oasis cities on the outskirts of the Taklamakan Desert in Central Asia were important relay stations for trade caravans traveling across the Great Silk Road. This ancient ruin is inside a stone cavern in a deep, tranquil ravine that is a day's travel away by horse-drawn wagon from an oasis city. Legend says that a rich merchant who desired a life of simple tranquility away from the hustle and bustle of commerce built this place. Proof of the merchant's wealth can be seen in the ruin's walls and floors, where the precious lapis lazuli and malachite are used lavishly. Japan is a land blessed with greenery, water, and giant labyrinth-like underground river, fed by water from the surface. These rivers lead to various points throughout the country. The water that eventually reaches the underground river after traveling through the earth for many years is extremely cold and clear. The cavernous walls where the rivers travel through are covered with luminescent moss that provides the only source of light. The soft, pale blue light that emanates from the moss creates a dreamlike atmosphere. When Konfuiko was promoted to the rank of Grand Priest, he schemed to create a group of grotesque creatures within the Dark Order who were loyal only to him. He had also secretly built a shrine that mirrored the design of the Pelagia Shrine. However, in contrast to the hellish heat of the Pelagia Shrine, poisonous fumes filled this place instead. Strange, ominous light also filled the recesses of the shrine, generated by the mysterious pools of glowing liquid that produced the poisonous gases. Though highly poisonous to humans, perhaps this environment was intended for the grotesque abominations of nature that dwell in this shrine. Venice, the city of water, is a maze-like city on water composed of countless islands in a lagoon interconnected by a patchwork network of bridges. In its halcyon years during the Renaissance era, Venice monopolized all trades and brought northern Italy under its political control. This city is full of magnificent architecture, art, and wealth. People are drawn to the city as if it were some kind of beautiful mirage. Some come here with dreams of riches, while others come to meet their destiny. The Colosseum is what remains of the ancient Coliseum built around canals. It appears to serve as a stadium for competition and a theater as well. The seating capacity of this place is approximately 20,000, which ranks in size with the megalopolis in Greece. The players enter the Colosseum on boat adorned with gold and silver. Winners are praised atop of the altar of sacred fire in the center of the Colosseum. Built before the birth of Christ according to legend, the underground city of Cappadocia in Turkey is still shrouded in mystery. Several centuries after Cappadocia was established, a reigning monarch converted a similar underground temple nearby into an extravagant palace. This temple stands above a deep chasm claimed from ancient times to be the gateway to Hades. The interior of the temple contains a section that was converted into a palace. In addition, a cavern exists beyond the palace, followed by more unexplored nether regions. No one knows for sure what exists down there. The palace itself is in ruins now, thanks to those who turned it into a rock quarry of sorts. However, the lower underground areas remain intact. Since treasure-seeking thieves who ventured into the lower levels of the ruins never come back alive, no one but the most foolhardy enter this place now. This battle fortress on the Atlantic coast of Spain served double duty as a trading port for treasure ships of the Spanish Armada. When the dread pirate Cervantes returned from beyond the grave, he began to attack and plunder treasure ships from the Americas as well as the Far East. Even ships from his motherland Spain were not spared from his ruthless ways. In fact, there were various historical records of clashes between Cervantes and the Spanish Armada. His ship, the Adrian, became a ghost ship that was surrounded by an otherworldly glow that resembled St. Elmo's fire. The eerie sight of this ship could be seen from dusk till dawn when Cervantes prowled the high seas for his next victim. Due to the sheer number and spread of the St. Elmo's fire, Cervantes' victims believed they were surrounded by a large pirate fleet, and either abandoned ship or fell into a state of sheer madness. The harsh daylight gives way to the setting sun that colors the entire area in the soft, gentle rose-colored hues of twilight. As if forgotten by time, the ruins nearby lie in shadows, weathered and worn away by the unforgiving rain and river. Now, the remaining light of the setting sun reflects off the river's surface. Although this place forgotten and abandoned by man, its natural beauty holds an undeniable charm to those who gaze upon it. This place was a natural choice for the man who devoted his remaining days to achieve perfection in all forms of martial art. Chaos is a desolate land created by Inferno and filled with hellfire. According to legend, this land is made in the image of the place where the demonic blade Soul Edge shows its true self. This place is a physical manifestation of the pain and suffering caused by Soul Edge as it consumes the souls of its victims. However, those who gaze upon this land may only recognize this as a memorizing, beautiful colored lights that shift and dance in the air. This is the final destination for those who pursue Soul Edge.